Awakening by yourself with no one around you that understands is truly one of the most difficult things a human will ever go through. Like, it's so difficult. You've been walking around the earth for many years, lifetimes even, but in this lifetime you've been walking around hypnotized by what the masses believe, the collective consciousness, right? You're just a human, YOLO, right? You'll die and you'll essentially evaporate forever, and you have a 9 to 5, you have family and friends, and you don't even know you're a soul being in an avatar. You're just human flesh in a very sad world, and everything is difficult. But then suddenly a book on a shelf stands out, you meet a person, something happens, and the awakening begins. Who am I? What is this life? What the hell am I doing on this planet? And then you find spirituality. Then you learn about reincarnation. You learn that you're a multidimensional soul in a human body, and the body's not yours, and the mind is not yours. It's what is going on? You become confused, you feel crazy, you then speak about it to other people, and they look at you like this weird being ready for a psychiatric hospital, essentially, is what they think, right? And my point with this video is just that if you're going through an awakening alone and you have no one around you that understands, I really want to commend you and salute you and honor you for what you're doing, for the lifetime of awakening, ascension, enlightenment is one of the most brutal, painful, difficult lifetimes you'll ever have. So, I love you. You're beautiful and you're safe, and know that everything is going to be okay. Essentially, the human fears enlightenment so much. It fears its own light. The human is a animalistic being, sort of, right? The masculine and feminine dynamics, this animalistic nature with the flesh and the mechanisms of the flesh, and the enlightenment, the heavenly self, the higher self, when that comes in the enlightenment process, the human self, the egoic self, fears that heavenly self. But worry not, for the heavenly self is of unconditional love. It's of compassion, it's of peace, it's of bliss. And the funny thing is, when the human surrenders to that, when it just allows the guidance of the soul, then everything becomes graceful. It becomes effortless. When you stop trying to awaken further, when you let all the ideas go, this is so important. If you want something to be fixed, let's say you feel broken, you have trauma to heal, you have awakening things to realize, you're essentially saying you're not awakened or that you're broken. And energetically, because the world is a mirror of yourself, you'll keep having things to fix. It'll never end until you give it all up. Literally, when you stop the chakra work, when you stop the healing work, when you stop the shadow work, when you stop the journaling, the mantraing, the affirmation, everything, and you get out of the mind, for the mind is what keeps you in this fixing, broken loop. When you give it all up and just allow the light of your soul, the grace, the heavenly energy to come in, for you are surrendered, accepted, and you allow whatever to be, without controlling, without agenda, without a need to fix anything. That's when the grace happens. That's when the awakening becomes easy. That's when you don't need to go and force this onto other people. That is when you can actually enjoy your life. For those people on my profile who've seen my previous videos with Karam, etc., I really want to explain what that is. Right now it's just my human self speaking to you, and when Karam comes in, it's my higher self. It's just, imagine your higher self when you're guided in knowingness and everything is going to be okay, and that is the part of me from the other side of the veil. The soul self comes through me, and it's a separate entity. You're always connected with it, but it exists on the other side of the veil. So when you die, you meet your soul, you go into the light, and the light is just what is coming through me while I'm on earth. You see, in the lifetime of enlightenment, of ascension, you don't have to die to go into the light to collect the wisdom. The wisdom, the light comes to you on earth. That is ascension, that is enlightenment. So when I make videos with Karam, essentially it's just my higher self. And it's a very different being, as you'll see, like the movements that he does, and that is my heavenly self, for it draws upon the wisdom of all the realms that I live in, or he, it's a funny split, that it lives in. Those, it's like from the blue avian realms, and it's just deeper consciousness. So this is my human self. I know it's very weird, and when Karam comes through, I can allow him in. He speaks heavenly wisdom. He calls you a human, for he is not a human. And yeah, he basically has this high vantage point of consciousness, for he is on the other side of the veil. He's in all dimensions at once. He's omnipresent. There is no time and space where he exists, and it's just a different part of me. So yeah, I hope the videos on my profile are genuinely helpful. That's literally all I want to do here, for I have been in the awakening myself, and I know how difficult it is. I know how painful it is. Like, I had a Kundalini awakening that just tortured me more or less for 3 years. For in the lifetime of ascension, all your karma, your trauma is being wisdomized. The soul outside time and space, outside the veil, is wisdomizing all the lifetimes. Imagine every single lifetime that has trauma, karma embedded in it. From every single lifetime it gets cleared, and the lifetime of the designated ascendee, as Karam calls it, it's essentially so rough and brutal, for that version of you is the one wisdomizing, or the person that's going through the wisdomization of all those past lives, those earthly incarnations. So that's why it's so difficult. And when you become enlightened, or you go into the enlightenment process, your consciousness opens, more light, which is just new energy. It's not of the human realm, but of the crystalline realms. It comes in, and then you feel disorientated. You feel like you can barely be grounded on earth, and life is just difficult. So I hope my videos help. That's all I want to do. Essentially, I just want to be of service, for I know how difficult it is. So salute to you. I really truly honor you, and if you're going through this alone, you're a brave one. And yeah, I salute you. So thank you so much for watching.